Good morning. It's Wednesday, November 19th, 2025. We only got two things to do today. Peer review. We're going to talk about that, and then we're going to just walk through the slides real quick, which is everything we've pretty much already walked through already. But yesterday's home runs don't win today's game, so we got to win for today, okay? So whatever we did yesterday, awesome, but we got to win for today, all right, y'all? Okay, so there is this small quiz. It is tomorrow, okay? And it's going to be about independent, dependent, and control variables, and then average. So yesterday we did practice. So if you're like, oh my gosh, I need practice, like I'm like, go in there and do that. If you click here, here are review slides. You'll click that open, and then that will take you to this set of review slides. I'll go all the way back to the beginning. And at the beginning it says quiz number 5, scientific variables and average. Boom, this is going to be in there, and we already took these notes. We talked about this. We calculated the average high temperature for the week. We also calculated average yesterday, so make sure that you go back and practice those. Then the next thing is, I won't really talk too much about this on the quiz, but you should know these things. These are things that we are reviewing right now. And then also we talked about this question: why do some objects require more force than others to move? Some objects require more force to move because the object might have a lot of mass. The more mass an object has, then the more force it is required to move it. If you get to that last part, then we are good to go. And we talked about that yesterday. Then we talked about independent variable. Those are the variables that you can manipulate, or the ones that you're going to change. Dependent variable, that's your responding variable. Those are the things that you're going to measure. And then also we talked about control variables. And remember, control variables are the variables that you're going to keep the same or constant throughout the experiment. Okay? Those are it. And then this talks about that, goes through the example, so you can watch that video if you would like. All right. Now, with that being said, we are going to concentrate the most of this time on peer review, and it shouldn't be too crazy. So what's going to happen is once they finish writing your rough draft, you're going to get it peer reviewed before you start typing your final draft. That means you're going to have someone at your table read it. Now, if you're at home, then go ahead and have someone at home peer review it. Now, you can show them this video, and that way they can see the rubric of the things we're looking for. Do you have a question? Does your question come directly from the actual scenario? And then also, do you have a claim that answers that question? Also, do you have 3 pieces of evidence? How much evidence do you have? Then also your reasoning. Is your reasoning, this is correct, does your reasoning have an intro? Does it have the evidence and how it supports your claim? And then also, does it have a conclusion sentence? And then obviously they're looking at your rough draft, so this rubric will help with the grading of that. Now, what we are going to do is, it's these things that we should be looking for. Remember that tearing down or saying this sounds dumb, or this isn't good, or this is the worst, none of those things are constructive. Construction means we're trying to build up. So we're trying to make their paper better. So what was awesome? What did you really like? What was really good about their paper? And then maybe some things they should consider changing, like maybe this one sentence right here sounds kind of clunky. You may want to revise it. Okay, that's a good constructive. You only have 2 pieces of evidence inside of your reasoning paragraph. That's also something constructive. You only have 1 piece of evidence listed. Okay, that's also very constructive. Your claim doesn't seem to fully answer the question. You may want to think about that. So these are things to consider changing, or things to think about. So that is what we should be talking about in this area. Remember, we're constructing, so we're giving them things that will be helpful to make their paper better, or ensure their paper as well. If you're like, yo, everything is perfect here, then put what was awesome and what you really liked. Add that as your constructive criticism. And this is how it should look. So over here, we should have the claim. The claim must answer the question, be specific. You should write in this area, have your question. Then over here, have your at least 3 pieces of evidence. Some people have 4, so that's what you should have on your paper. And then right here, this is where we should have the rough draft right here of the reasoning paragraph. And again, introduction, that should have the question, the claim, and then the evidence sentences with 3 pieces of evidence, and then a conclusion restating that claim. That's what you need all in there. Okay. Now, on to the last part is peer evaluation. So that's at the bottom of page number 76 there. So this is where they will put their first and last name. So print that, and then they'll put their constructive criticisms will all go right here in this section. That is what needs to be done today. If you have that done and then you're prepared for the quiz, you are good to go for the day. I don't have much more to say than that. Just remember, we got to win for today. So win for today. All right, y'all. Peace.